Hi, my name is Peggy. It's nice to meet you and welcome to my channel, The Black Pearls of Wisdom. Now, some people call me Mama Peg because well, first, I am a mom. But I also have a really big propensity to be the mom of the group. I check on people. I notice when people are not included and I want to include them, so I'm very much a mom. So we're gonna go with Mama Peg. You listen to Mama Peg. Okay, so in case you're wondering what this channel is about, I am going to be providing some tarot readings, some inspired tarot readings. I am also going to be just talking about messages that I've gotten from my spiritual team. I'm also probably going to be doing some tarot readings into the energies of what's going on in the world around us, because with the way things are these days, it's understandable that we want to know what the fuck, right? And how things are changing at an ever fast pace, and things are going on now that have not happened before. And so there's just a lot of questions that I have. I'm a very curious person, so I must always have questions, and I know I'm not the only one that has questions. So I thought I would start maybe asking some of those questions while on camera, and ask them of my spirit team and tarot, and just maybe some automatic writing. You might see me do some of that. And we're going to talk about some stuff. So this is going to be like sometimes a podcast, sometimes pick a card readings. I do have another channel in case the algorithms really get fucked up where things might be moved to. I don't know. We're going to explore a little bit in this space because I need to figure out where exactly I'm going to feel comfortable and what exactly it is that I want to do with this channel. And I've spent a lot of time thinking, because this is not the first iteration of this channel, and I've spent a lot of time really contemplating and thinking about what it is that I want to leave the world. And I figure my channel is what I'm going to be leaving behind. And I want to leave behind messages of hope and help, and messages that will just lift people up, or bring people together, especially. And I want to be a part of the solution. I don't want to be a part of the problem. I don't want to spend so much time in the, oh my gosh, everything is wrong, or we just need more people doing this, or we need more people doing that. Like, I want to contribute by offering some readings because it's been helpful for me, and also maybe having a sit down chat every once in a while to encourage people, to encourage myself, because I have to admit, I will watch my videos probably more times than you ever will. But I do watch them, and sometimes I end up talking to myself, so that's always fun. But anyway, so like I said, my name is Peggy, and I've been doing tarot for about 1.5 years personally, and I've started doing it for other people, and my intuitive powers have really grown over the last several years, and my spiritual journey has been a very interesting one, but not uncommon, I am finding. So that in itself, like, I'd like to gather all of like-minded people who have had similar experiences, who are just trying to find some type of community and friendship, and create another little safe spot, as safe as it can be on the internet, another little safe spot on the internet. And I might get fiery, I might cuss. So actually, there's no might about it. I will, because you've already seen it. But anyway, now what I would love to do right now is, today's July the 4th as I'm filming. So, and we just completed the full moon in Capricorn like yesterday. And so I really wanted to take some time and like sit with that energy and try and figure out what it is, because first of all, I'm a Capricorn. Hi. I'm a Capricorn sun. So I have a bit of an affiliation with Capricorn, but I really wanted to sit with this and think about it and really like just sit with the energy of full moon in Capricorn. When you think about full moons, we're going to break it down. Okay, so full moon. The full moon is a time when things have usually come to fruition and you're usually able to, okay, so we're going to sit with the energy of the full moon. Full moon, when you think of a moon, it has come to its fullest measure of our sight. And so when you think of someone or something that has come to their full measure before they start diminishing again, before it starts becoming waning. Now, see, I'm still learning. So part of this is teaching so that I remember. So I am a newbie. I'm a straight up newbie. So take what I say, always research it, okay? You take what resonates and leave the rest behind. But when you think of a full moon, it has reached the culmination of its cycle, and now it's going to start diminishing into the dark moon or new moon. And there's been a lot of stigma about full moon and what you can do, and I mean it's well-deserved stigma. If you work in the medical field or the first responder, anywhere as first responder, you become well acquainted of what it's like when you have to work during a full moon. It's like literally all of the craziness comes out. But one thing that has been scientifically proven is that the moon does have influence over the tides of the earth. And if the moon has influence over the tides of the earth, then the moon has influence over us as humans, because we're more water than anything. So to see that there are some people that are more susceptible to the moon and in its full phase makes sense to me. Now, as a funny, full moon's not necessarily my favorite phase of the moon. Mainly because the energy is so strong for me. And I would rather hole up and not have to deal with humanity. But, so a full moon, it kind of reminds me of like when a woman has become overly pregnant, like they're just ready to pop. And it's like this phase of excitement, like things have come to fruition, things are just, now is the time to manifest. Like they talk about that a lot in the full moon. And so then we take Capricorn is a very like methodical, logical, organized type of sign. There's a lot more to being a Capricorn than that, believe me, because if that was the only thing, I will tell you right now, most of my life I never felt like a Capricorn, because I always thought that was the full definition of a Capricorn. But a lot of people think that Capricorn is that, but Capricorn is also someone that, or is an energy that challenges you to stand on your own feet, to take charge, to take action, to be decisive, to no longer be let's say, what do you call it? To no longer be influenced by like the winds, right? Because Capricorn is an earth energy. It's very grounded. It's very solid. And so when you combine all of that, like Capricorn is this one that it's like, okay, so you've been in a period of time where things may not have been going great. But you know what? Now is the time with the full moon in Capricorn. I mean, we're close enough. So if you see this, it's meant for you. We're close. You've spent time trying to figure out what's going on, and now is the time to take action. And I'm taking this lesson to heart by filming this video. Again, I'm a Capricorn sun, and I have been going through some changes in my life and healing internally and externally, and trying to figure out how I was going to move forward with my life, because I don't want to be like stuck in the negative, because that's not me, and I don't like being stuck in the negative. And so the full moon of Capricorn is encouraging us all to take time to purge and get rid of what we know we need to. Clean house, okay? Spiritually, physically, like even on your social media, whatever you need to do to clean house. It's necessary, because only after cleaning house can you take more effective action. And I think once we get rid of like all of the distractions too by cleaning house, we're able to see more of what resonates with us, what really feeds our soul, what really brings us delight, and what will really bring healing to not only yourself and your community, but the world around you. Water break. Also live in Arizona, and it's fucking hot right now. I gotta keep chugging that water. So one of the things that I wanted to do is pull some cards. And I think I actually just remembered a different deck that I had. So please hold. I have to search through all my decks to find it. So please be patient. I will put a pause here, okay? Okay, well, I couldn't find the deck that I wanted. It grew legs, it walked off. So, it's never fun when decks do that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and start. We'll pull a card or two from my Wildwood Tarot, my very first deck. As such, it looks a little worn. If you were to look at this, you'd see the writing that I have on it, because it doesn't have the normal terms used with tarot. So I put the normal ones so that I would get familiar with them, and it really did work. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and, sorry, I have a little bit of behind the scenes music going. We're gonna go ahead and just take a moment here, recenter myself. And then we're gonna go ahead and pull. Okay. Well, a Four of Arrows, which is the Four of Swords. Okay. This is what it looks like. You can see my little handwriting. Four of Arrows. No reversals right now. King of Arrows. And Ten of Arrows. Ooh, lots of sword energy. So see, very, very action, very decisive. Okay, so that's what I get right away, is that there is like this very, on the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Bows, which is the Ace of Wands. Okay, it's a very pretty card. Okay, so Four of Arrows, King of Arrows, and Ten of Arrows. A lot of decisive energy is coming off of these cards. Also, as an FYI, I do a lot of intuitive reading, and sorry about that, I got interrupted. So where was I? Yes, talking about all of the arrows, swords. And then we have the Ace of Bows, which is the Ace of Wand. And I like the fact that it has the spark of life with it. Come on, focus. There we go. And that's such a pretty card. Now, there's going to be some struggle for some of us to give up. Or we've tried before. Some of you have tried before and you thought you've given it up. But one thing I want to remind you, there's also a butterfly here. And if you read into the metamorphosis, the cat has a word to say. If you read into the metamorphosis of a butterfly, they usually melt into a pile of goo, which is never the fun part of the metamorphosis process, personally speaking. It can feel very, very painful, but it is also part of the purge. There's a purge going on. There is a molecular change going on. There is a restructuring of who and what you are to who you are becoming. And more often than not, you have to get rid of a lot of the past wounds. And I say get rid of, but it's not necessarily get rid of. It's more like becoming aware of, putting a name to them, becoming familiar with them, not fearing them, and taking the time to love on yourself through it. Because we're a whole person. So we have light and shadow aspects. And so we can't suppress one part of ourselves, like the shadow aspect, and expect to live a whole life, to expect to live a well life if we're suppressing a part of ourselves. Throughout this process, what this full moon in Capricorn is wanting to teach us is that after the purge, after the pile of goo happens in the purge, and we're going to be taking action, there's going to be instructions that come. There's going to be a time of learning and a time of like refiguring out who you are, like learning how the new body functions, you know. Like I figure with the butterfly, they were a worm before, so now they're a butterfly. And like, how the wings work, what do I do now? And then all of a sudden they go, oh gosh, this is so much fun. Like there's that part of it, you know, where you get rid of the things that no longer serve you. You get rid of the old. And I'm thinking about my life in particular and all of the huge changes and small changes I've had to make. It's to the point now where personally I have to find out who I am, what I like, what I don't like, you know, like what I stand for, because things have changed so fundamentally for me and for quite a few people out there that it's almost like you're going through the instruction phase again, that you're going through the relearning phase again. But there's a sense of excitement for that. There's a sense of interest and curiosity surrounding that. And I did use another one of my decks, and the name escapes me right now, but this is the back of it. And Saturn came out, which is also the ruling planet for Capricorn. So, and it says truth. So all of this, you know, the truth will come out. You will find your truth. You will find the truth of who you are, who you have always been. You will find the truth of, okay, so some of the other messages that are coming through with this is that like right now, our culture, especially the United States of America, our culture is going through a period of like revealing the truth, unveiling the truth, of seeing the truth of all of our structures, and is beginning to figure out like where they went wrong, how they went wrong, how we can rework them to be better, and how we can do all of that. Now I know on the flip side, it looks really scary because there are some legislations and laws that are going on that are very not okay for a country that supposedly prides itself on freedom. Freedom is not, we're not free in this country the way people like to say we are. You're only free if you're a certain group of people with a certain specific set of beliefs and a specific way of life. You're only free. If you are outside of that, you are not free. And so therein lies the whole dilemma. That's what's going on the outside. We are all aware of that. This energy right now is, you know, as frustrating as it is, we cannot necessarily always control the outside world. We can't control a lot. We can control our contributions to it. We can control ourselves, we can work on ourselves, and we can take care of ourselves, and we can do what we know to be right, and we can stand up for what is right and hold accountable those people who do things that are wrong. And I think right now we're getting to this point where we have to know who we are solidly, like very fucking firm foundation of who we are, what we stand for, and what we're going to fight for, what is worth fighting for. Because there's you need to know all of that to make a strong stand against people who are blinded by propaganda, people who are blinded by hatred, people who are blinded by a faith in something that should never have had their faith in the first place. So I'm going to encourage you throughout this full moon, Capricorn, for the next couple of days, this week even, to just love on yourself, purge things, and then start taking action in the way that you know. Find out who you are. Rebuild that foundation if you have to be stronger and better. And then find time to rest, because that is one thing that we have to really take into an account is rest. Because even though we've gone through all of this work, there's a lot more work to be done. Work never stops. Work. But we can always find rest, and it's okay to rest. That's one thing that I'm personally learning. It's okay to rest. It's okay. You know, things will still be there. The world will still go around. The sun will still rise. Yes, all of that crap will still be there that you'll have to deal with the next day. Or, you know, in an hour when you want to get up again. But without that rest, without that moment of pause, without that time of reflection, we can't move forward, because that gives us the time to really hear ourselves and to take note of what's going on. Does it align with what I believe, who I am? If not, what am I going to do about it? You need that time to process. Human beings are not computers. We can't just go. We need rest. We need recuperation. But it also must be balanced with taking action. We have to take action. We can no longer sit on the sides and go, oh my gosh. We can't do that. Especially if you're this color. We cannot do that. We never should have done that to begin with. We have a lot to answer for. But anyway, so I'm going to leave the message there for you today, and I'll see you with my next video. And I hope you have a wonderful, safe week, and I'll catch you guys next time.